Hi, and welcome to Create TV, where we talk about Christian creatives getting into their business and building it for social and financial influence. Today, I'm going to take an old video that I had about teaching writers how to really get into the spirit of writing a book, a blog, an article, or anything that has to do with so excited to see you here. We're tackling a topic today that really is like kind of in my wheelhouse. I just love tackling this with people. And it is to create a writing schedule for even the messiest of lives. Because believe me, we all have moments, seasons, years of messy lives. And I want to help you become successful in your writing, even if you have a messy life. So let's get started, okay? So have you guys ever heard of A/B split testing? Some of you may have, some of you haven't. But for those of you who haven't, let me explain the concept. A/B split testing is when we take two sets of data. For instance, let's pretend it is a website, okay? And on one website, you have one header, and on the other website, it's almost everything's perfectly the same except for the header. Each one of them have two different headers. And what you do with an A/B split test is you're testing to see if header on the A sample is getting better conversions than the header on the B sample. So you're comparing side by side whether or not the headers are bringing in more people in one example over the other. Now we're going to do that with our own lives today. And if you're a little bit like weirded out right now that I'm talking about data and samples and all of this stuff, don't worry, my creative writer side's coming right back, I promise. But for those of you who are the logical types, you're really going to enjoy this because it's a very easy way of finding out how to create your messy life writing schedule, okay? So what I want you to do is get out your pen and paper, your laptop, your tablet, whatever writing device that you typically use. Go ahead and get it out for me. All right, so you have your pen and paper, your tablet, your laptop. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 A/B split tests that we're going to do on you to find out exactly when is the best time for you to do your writing. So what I want you to do is write on your paper, split test 1, okay? And then put a line under it. Split test 1 is you're going to do sample A is do you work better as a writer who has an everyday habit with a small goal every day? Or split test B, or B, are you better as a writer who writes insignificant, like 4-hour, 2-hour chunks? So that's going to be your first test. So what you're going to do is you are going to wait for a time that's really, really perfect. And for about a week, I want you to practice writing for, I don't know, 20 minutes a day. For 20 minutes a day, I want you to practice writing for 5 days. Then the next week, I want you to practice writing for a 2-hour chunk. And just set aside 2 hours of your time. So that's your split test number 1. Now, the splitness number 2 is this. You need to check and see if you are a morning writer, an afternoon writer, an evening writer, okay? So these have 3 samples. Now, you may already be able to cross one off. You may be able to say, like, after 5 p.m., I am no good, so just cross that one off. For me, I've fallen into that writer thing where the morning, anytime before noon, I say I'm pretty useless. So my best work is done usually between 3 and 6 in the afternoon, and sometimes 3 and 6 in the morning, believe it or not. But that's here nor there. But what I want you to do is start testing what times of day are better times for you to write. Are you a better writer in the morning? Are you a better writer in the afternoon? Or are you a better writer in the evening? And so just take the time throughout the week and try it. Is it better in the morning? Is it better in the afternoon? Which segment of time, which section of time is actually producing better quality writing, more creative writing, more content of writing, and compare them side by side so that you know what time of day is the best time for you to write. Now, finally, we're going to do the third split test. And this one will really help you narrow in on your really creative spot, your creative genius as a writer. And this third split test, which you can write across your paper, split test 3 with an underline, is this. Do you do better writing in the same place every day? So for instance, you can see that I'm in my office right now. And so do I do better writing here in my office every single day? Or am I one of those people who need the stimuli of a new environment? So what I would practice doing is I would, for 5 days, practice writing in the same spot in your house and see if you're very productive in that way. Then the next week, every single day, try a new spot. Try a new spot in your house. Try a new spot outside. Try a new spot at a local coffee shop, and rotate your different ambiance and your different stimuli so that you can see whether or not you work better in that type of environment. Now, what you're going to find after a couple weeks of testing these things is that you're going to start to realize, wow, I am a morning person who works better in coffee shops for 2 hours each week. If you figure that out in, say, 3 to 4 weeks of testing, you are going to be way, way ahead of most writers. Most writers do not figure this kind of stuff out until 2-3 years down the road, and a lot of frustration or head scratching is going along with that process. You are really condensing for yourself and figuring out how, even in your messy life, what is the best ideal time for you to pull out your notepad and write. Join the discussion with us and get your bonus worksheet on today's episode at angelamere.com. If you want even more resources to be empowered into social and financial influence, simply sign up at the end of every blog. You'll get the insider scoop that I only share in email at angelamere.com.